Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bianca Shanice and I'm here with a new video. If you're new here, hello, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So today's video, I'll be doing a story time, 15 and pregnant and delivering my baby at 16. Also, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and please don't forget to hit that notification button so you can get alerts when I put up new videos. Cause how else y'all gonna see me? And if that's something that you would like to see, please stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into the video. First things first, I would like to say I'm not promoting teenage pregnancy. I'm just sharing my story. Everything took place when I was 15 and delivering my baby at 16. Okay, so before I got pregnant, me and my child's father were dating 2 years before me getting pregnant. I was already sexually active before I started dating my child's father. He was already sexually active as well. So he didn't force me to have sex. I didn't force him to have sex. We was already sexually active. So when me and him started, dating and becoming boyfriend and girlfriend, we decided that we was going to take it to the next level. We used condoms the first couple times, then eventually we stopped. So I don't know why in my mind, and I'm not sure what he was thinking, that I could not get pregnant because we was not using no protection and I was on nobody's birth control. Like nobody's birth control. I didn't know too much about birth control. My mom knew that I was having sex, but I don't know if she knew that I was still having sex. So I don't know if it dawned on her, let me put my daughter on some birth control, prevent her getting pregnant. But in her mind, she probably thinking like, you don't need to be having sex at all. But stuff happens. So one day I noticed that my period didn't come on when it was supposed to come on. So, I was like, okay, maybe, it's going to come a little late. I'm not going to be too worried about it. Then to add to that, I started feeling sick. I had morning sickness like crazy. I was sick in the mornings. So that symptom appeared. And I'm like, Lord, am I pregnant? Like, Lord, I hope I'm not pregnant. I normally get sick in the mornings. So as I'm in there before, I'm brushing my teeth, I found myself like getting really sick. And so I'm hoping that my mom was thinking like, that girl about to kill herself in there. And brushing her teeth, she gonna keep gagging. I'm hoping she not thinking like, what's wrong with her? Or raising some flags to her that I'm getting sick. So mind y'all, bathrooms in the house that we was living in, and I'll brush my teeth in the main bathroom, but I'll start brushing my teeth in the other bathroom because it was far off where you really couldn't hear. And so if I felt like I was about to get sick, or if I just didn't feel good, if I was just dragging in the morning, I would go in that bathroom and try to hurry and get myself together. Also starting to notice in the mornings, every time I eat breakfast, while when I went to school, every time I eat breakfast, I would get sick. And I'm just like, Lord, I'm always getting sick. So I was like, I think it's time for me to take a pregnancy test, because it was to the point where in my Spanish class, that was my first class, my Spanish class, she would always sit me by the door. She'll have a trash can right there. And, she'll already know if she see me grab that trash can and go out, go ahead and, handle your business and, come on back in class. One day I went uptown to my aunt's house because I stayed in the country. I went uptown to my aunt's house. I can't remember if I told my boyfriend to go get me a pregnancy test, or he would just say, I'm going to get a pregnancy test so we can see what's, going on. So he got this girl to bring me a pregnancy test. Mind y'all, I was at my aunt's house eating me some chips. And I had just got finished the chips. So he texted me, he texted or called me and was like, she outside, go get it. So I'm taking the chip bag outside, because I didn't want my aunt to know what I was out there doing, or I didn't want her to, be thinking anything. So I took the chip bag outside and like I was going out there to talk to the girl, which I actually was going to talk to her, but she was going to put something in a little bag for me. So nobody went, beyond my business knowing what's going on. Bam, we put a pregnancy test in the bag. I went in the house, went upstairs, took the pregnancy test. It was positive. I was like, mind y'all, these were these little Dollar Tree pregnancy tests. So I'm thinking like, this ain't true, I ain't pregnant. Mind y'all, my period still haven't came on and I'm still in denial thinking I'm not pregnant. So I was just like, what? Couple more, I don't know if it was like that week after or a couple weeks after that, I was like, I'm just gonna take another one, because like I said, my period still have yet to come on. Me and my cousin end up going to Walmart, and we end up getting the expensive pregnancy test I think it was the digital one, the clear blue ones. So we both ended up, because I think she thought she was pregnant at the time too, which she was pregnant. We both ended up taking a pregnancy test. It was positive too. So I'm like, dang, my tail is pregnant. Like, I can't take care of no baby. I can't tell my mama, my daddy, my grandma, none of them. Like, honey, I'm gonna try to hide this until I have to tell somebody. You know me, going to school regularly, you know, acting like nothing ain't, you know, going on. I had shared with a few of my friends, you know, what was going on. And at the time, I think he did end up going on telling his mama, but I don't really think, he didn't really have to tell his mama that I was pregnant, because she's the type of person that she have dreams. She was like, my son's got somebody pregnant or my daughter pregnant. And she was like, I know my daughter ain't pregnant. Her daughter was a lot younger than me. Mind y'all, I still was a child. I'm 15, so nobody should be pregnant. She had mentioned it to him, and you know, I think we had already had suspect that I was pregnant, but we didn't have no confirmation at that time that I was pregnant. So, you know, he really didn't say nothing. So he did end up eventually going on telling her. He ended up telling her, and you know, we all had a conversation, you know, what we wanted to do and how we was going to handle it. And, you know, of course, you know, I'm keeping my child, but, you know, I still got to find a way to tell my parents. So, of course, I still didn't tell my parents at the time, you know, once his mother knew. He was just like, well, you know, you need to go ahead and tell your mama so, you know, you can go to the doctor and, you know, get yourself, you know, checked out and stuff. So I'm like, I'll tell her. So I don't know if it was like a talk of me being pregnant at school or my guidance counselor. I don't know if I just end up just going to tell the guidance counselor. I don't know how it all played out with the guidance counselor, but anyways, my guidance counselor, you know, knew that I was pregnant, and, you know, of course, he was encouraging me to tell my mom, my parents. So I'm like, I'm gonna tell him. And I guess I was taking too long. So he ended up calling my mama, and I'm like, bruh, how you gonna do that? Like, how you gonna tell her? And I guess, you know, that probably was his job, you know, because I'm young, you know, I guess he felt like, you know, she needed to know. And I was taking too long to, you know, even tell her. So yeah, he called my mama and told her that I was pregnant. She didn't say nothing to me the day that she found out. So one morning I was getting up, you know, getting ready for school or whatever. And honey, she come busting in that room like, you might as well. Because I was laying on the bed because I was, y'all, not my best. I was not my best that morning. And she was like, you might as well get on up. I already know that you're pregnant. You're going to finish school. You're going to get a job. And you're going to take care of that baby. And I'm like, dang. It's out now. It's out now. She know, like, now at this point, I'm thinking, like, do my daddy know? Do my grandma and them know? My aunts and them? Because, you know, I always was, you know, going to my grandma's house. So I cared about what they were going to think about me being pregnant. And of course, you know, my daddy like, honey, no, I don't want to hear. I don't even want to face him. My daddy called me, and, you know, he wasn't happy. You know, he said what he had said. I'm just like, you know, just listening, you know, like, what can I do now? I'm pregnant. Everybody accepted the fact that I was pregnant, and the main thing at this point was, you know, getting me the type of help that I needed, you know, going to the doctors and stuff. My mama, she ended up making me an appointment at the health department. Gave me another pregnancy test. Of course, I'm pregnant. I did some other little stuff, and, you know, she was giving me my due date, which it was like in December. I think it was like the 25th of December, which I was thinking like, Lord, I'm gonna have my child, you know, on Christmas. I'm gonna have a Christmas baby. Eventually, my mama ended up switching me to another clinic. It was called Prenatal Women's, and that's where I took another pregnancy test, and I had to get a pap smear and listen to my baby's heartbeat and stuff like that. You know, time, you know, went on. I never really thought or cared about what people thought about me, you know, being pregnant, because at this time I'm still trying to process, you know, the whole thing of, you know, everything. I didn't think it was cute. I didn't think it was nothing to be like, I'm pregnant and what, honey. No, that's not my personality. I'm not that type of, you know, person. I knew at the end of the day, like, I can't come back from it. Accept it, try to make better choices, you know, from here on out. I didn't make it to take the glucose stuff or some of that stuff that, you know, the orange soda, nasty type of stuff. I can't remember what that stuff is called. I didn't make it to that. I did get to bring it home, but by the time my next appointment, I had already, you know, had my child. This was a particular day. I had just got out of school. You know, I was relaxing, you know, sitting on my couch on the phone with my child's father at the time. And y'all, water just came gushing, you know, gushing out. At that time, I'm thinking, I done peed on myself because my daughter stayed on my bladder so much. So I'm just like, Lord, how I'm just sitting here peeing on myself? Like, this is not okay, you know? So I'm like, ugh, let me get up. So as I'm still, you know, as I'm getting up, walking to the bathroom, water's still, you know, coming out. I'm still thinking like, Lord, I'm really like peeing on myself. So, you know, I went on and washed up. I don't know if I even told my mama that happened. Because, you know, I was just thinking like, I peed on myself. Washed up and carried on with the rest of my night. So I got up the next morning because I had a whole day of plans to do. It was Friday. It was the weekend. I ended up going to school. Got out of school. I ended up going uptown to my best friend's house. We had plans to go to the game. We had plans to go to the Stampede. The Stampede is like a little carnival that we have every year. You know, you get food, you know, funnel cakes, this little different type of, you know, little stuff like that. So like we had our little day mapped out. So mind y'all, back then we could walk. Like, I don't know why we thought it was okay to walk, but it was more safer to walk than it is safer to walk now. I don't think we probably should have been walking at that time. It's safer for us to walk back then. So we walked across town to the stand. No, we walked. I don't know. I can't remember if we walked across town first or we got somebody to take us to the game. But anyways, we ended up going to the game. Sat there for a little bit, and y'all, that's when I think I started having contractions, because like my back started hurting. Because y'all, I walked my baby down that night. I walked her on down. Well, you know, I walked her down that day, that night. I walked her on down. And when I was at the game, that's when I started experiencing contractions. At the time, I did not know that it was contraction. I just thought my back was hurting. I was tired. I've been walking, and it was cold. I think it was cold that night. We ended up leaving the game, ended up going to the Stampede, you know, walked, because the Stampede is like a whole little strip that they'll block off, you know, for everything that they have, you know, for the Stampede. And I was so excited to go to the Stampede because I was like, yes, I'm gonna get me a funnel cake, I'm gonna get me a chicken on a stick. Just, you know, have a lot of food, because you know, I love to eat then, you know, I love to eat now, but I love to eat while I was pregnant. So mind you, I had this white shirt on, some blue jeans, and I think I had some white shoes on. Y'all, I had chicken on the stick all over my clothes. It was so good. I didn't even care, because I was like, yes, I got my chicken on the stick. I'm happy, like. And y'all, if it's getting a little dark in here, I tried to finish this video before it got dark, but hopefully it don't look too dark. It's like, you know, it's getting ready time for me to go, because my back is like really hurting now, and it's like, woo, I need to go sit down, I need to go lay down, I need to rest. So her boyfriend ended up coming to pick us up. Y'all, her boyfriend was the type of person that he was like, he liked to have like a system in his car. So his back seat he didn't have no back seat. Like, I mean, he had like the seat part, but like not the back part for your cushion. So, or he had it, I don't know, however it was. It just wasn't, it won't working for me. I had back seat, like, oh, my back hurt, like, I'm ready to go. And I think he had a few stops that he did. And I'm just like, I'm just ready to get home. I ended up getting to my house. So I'm like, yes, I'm like, got these clothes and just lay down. So me and my child's father was on the phone, you know, once I got home. And you know, just, you know how you do back in the day, you stay on the phone all times of night, go sleep on each other, wake up, you know, hello, you still there? It was that type of stuff that we used to do. At this point, y'all, I'm like in so much pain, and I'm just like, I feel like I gotta use the bathroom. And when I mean use the bathroom, I mean that type of bathroom. So I'm just like, and he was aggravating me, and I'm just like, just hush, stop talking. Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. I get into the bathroom, and as I'm, you know, sitting down, get ready to use the bathroom, I look at my underwear, and I have blood in my underwear. So I'm like, something is wrong, something is not right. Mind y'all, I didn't know my water broke the day before. So I called my mom like, Mom. I said, you know, I'm bleeding. And she was like, well, what in the world? What happened? I was like, I don't know. I just like, you know, my back been hurt when I was out. She was just like, girl, you better get off that toilet. And I said, no, I gotta use the bathroom. She's like, you need to get off that toilet for you to have that baby in the toilet. So I'm like, what I supposed to do? She's like, you just need to get up. You know, we have to take you to the hospital. So I ended up calling my granddaddy. My granddaddy came flying for me. When I get to the hospital, you know, they come bringing out a wheelchair, And, you know, they pushing me in a wheelchair. You know, I'm telling them what's going on, what I'm experiencing. So they put me in the back. They took me in the back to the room. You know, she put this thing on my stomach. I think she was trying to hear the baby's heartbeat or something. I don't know. And she ended up sticking her fingers up me. She was like, you about to have your baby. I said, huh? She was like, yeah. She was like, you got to stay calm. Don't push. You know, just stay calm and breathe. My job, I didn't have no medicine because it happened just like that. I had no medicine. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, so I'm like, Mom, she need to come on. Like, I'm about to push this baby out. And she was like, Bianca, just hold on. Calm down. Breathe. I'm like, I can't. I'm hurting. I'm about to push. I had to call my doctor. So she ended up, you know, coming in. Next thing I know, I think I did like 2 or 3 pushes. Boom. My baby is out. I'm like, oh my God, this has happened so fast. It happened just like that. When Nazari came into the world, my girl was not crying. She wasn't breathing, nothing. So they quickly hooked her up to these machines and was getting ready to transport her to another hospital. Because the hospital I was at, they didn't have everything that she needed. So they ended up having to transport her to another hospital. I couldn't touch her, you know, I couldn't do nothing. Like, I had to see her from a distance. Mama ended up calling my child's father. And, you know, they came, you know, rushing in. Mind you, he wasn't able to, you know, see me, you know, deliver her or nothing because it happened so fast. But he was just like, I just was on the phone with her. So what you mean she having a baby? So it was like just that fast. It was 2 pounds, 5 ounces. I had her at 6 months. And, you know, I was 27 weeks when I had her. I ended up staying in the hospital for like 2 or 3 days. Once I ended up getting up out the hospital, I was able to go see her in the other hospital. I still couldn't hold her. I couldn't touch her. I had to look at her in the little incubator. She had jaundice. She had IVs, you know, everywhere. The CPAP machine. She just had like a lot of stuff, you know, her stuff. She wasn't just fully developed. Like, she was so little, like you can hold her like this. She ended up sitting in the hospital to like full term because I was supposed to have her in December and I ended up having her in September. So, you know, she stayed there till like the end of December or to the beginning, middle of January. I can't remember, somewhere around that time. She was able to, you know, travel back and forth to, you know, go see her and just spend time with her. And then it did become a time where she was off of the breathing machine and I was able to hold her, feed her. I know when she first got in there, you know, I ended up buying her a stuffed animal and, you know, I kept it around me for a little while so my scent could get up there and, you know, I ended up putting in the incubator with her. It was tough. I was in denial because, you know, a lot of stuff that they said was wrong with her. I'm just like, you know, ain't nothing wrong with my baby, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, she's going to be good. She's fine. But God was able to breathe on her own. She was able to drink from a bottle. I was able to sit in a car seat and her oxygen level, it was something that she had to do. They had to sit her in the car seat and make sure whatever it was, it didn't go down, it didn't drop. My girl was able to come home. It was a long journey. I'm glad that, you know, my girl made it because they said she wasn't gonna make it. She had bleeding on the brain, fluid, you know, just a lot of complications when she was born. So hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you have any questions on anything I have said, please feel free to comment. Also, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And please don't forget to hit that notification button so you can get alerts when I put up new videos. Because how else y'all gonna see me? But I will see you guys in another video. Goodbye.